Welcome every day to Fatso Radio. Welcome every week to Fatso Radio. And again, it's been 1 year, episode number 53. Last week was 52. This week is 53. So that means I've been with you all for 1 year. 1 year and a week. So first of all, thank you. I'm going to say thank you a million times. And also I'm going to be recording this one on video, so it's a little weird. Hopefully I don't look up at the camera too much, but I'm going to keep my focus. And what I want to get to this week, folks, is first of all, thank you, but a lot of things I want to cover. I want to thank you for many things, and I want to point them out: for your feedback, for your comments, for your questions, for your debates, for your challenges, for your passive need for a weekly podcast. But in all seriousness, thank you for everything. Thank you for the links, the articles, but really the challenges, really the questions that says, or the questions that come to me and say, hey, Carlo, but I've been taught this my whole life, and we've been taught this my whole life. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your ideas, your recipes, your questions about food, just your questions about even the relationship with food. You know, I talk about that sometimes, but it's definitely something that's changed with me, and it's a big thing. So thank you for those. Thank you for, again, like I said, the recipes. Thank you for your success stories. Thank you for when you tell me that either what I'm doing is working. I don't care if it's something else that you're doing that's working. Thank you for telling me that. Thank you for telling me your success stories, because that helps to motivate me and helps to motivate everybody else. Thank you as well for your failures and the stories of your failures, because it's real. This is real life, folks. This is real. And if you only heard people being successful every single time you turn on your TV, or every single time you listen to this podcast, that's the main thing. If every episode I just told you on how it's only working and it's super, super easy and it's the easiest thing ever, and you just turn off your phone at this point. You can just turn off the podcast at this point. So thank you for being real. Thank you for those tough, challenging questions. Thank you for reminding us and reminding me that we're all real and we're all in this together. So thank you. And thank you for your listenership, right? So, and your viewership. And just to know that this content, it helps me to know that this content is reaching everybody. And thank you for sharing it. And if, like I said, if it only is reaching just one person, that's okay. And I'm happy. Hopefully it's reaching more. And if it reaches that one person, hopefully that person will then in turn pass it to the next people. So thank you so much for that. I'm grateful. I'm very, very, very grateful for everything I have, right? I'm very grateful for everything I do on a regular basis. I have lots of challenges still, and I'm going to have many, many challenges in the future. Like everybody else, health challenges and fitness challenges and just life challenges and the kids in the house, and jobs and everything. But I'm very grateful. And I need to tell you that. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for everybody who contributes to my life, to my good luck, my bad luck, everything. Thank you. Now I want to get into, so after I'm saying thank you again so much, and I'm never going to stop saying thank you, because I really am thankful for everybody, for everything. Good time to remind everybody, I'm not a doctor, and I like said, thank you for listening to me, but I'm not a doctor. If you have some real medical issues, if you have some real medical questions that are dangerous, that are, if you're on medication as well, obviously, talk to your doctor about it. If you're going to do anything that's going to change, if you have an idea to change that it's common sense and you know it's good in your heart, and it doesn't take a professional to tell you that, and then go and change it. But everybody's situation is different, so please talk to your doctor. Okay, next. What's up for February? Okay, we did November, we did no bullshit November, we did no bullshit December, we kept it up. Some people did sober November or sober October, whatever it was. I don't know. January was carnivore month for most people, or for a lot of people, rather, not most people, actually. Most people, it was just a regular month. For most people, it was probably like a New Year's resolution kind of month, which I get. It's a great time to do it. I always have some New Year's resolutions. I always add to my goals, to my list of goals every January. But January was pretty much just a regular month for me as far as the carnivore, as far as the diet, not really too much change. But February, I really want to be strict again for a couple of reasons. I want to be strict because I really want to see what my carnivore diet is like again, without cheating again, without, kind of veering off, or without just adding some things that don't really bother me, but just aren't carnivore. I want to do a real, just another, like I said, I'm going to do this all the time. I'm always self-experimenting. I'm always doing that N equals 1, right? That me, I'm the patient, I'm the experiment, I'm the subject. So I'm always going to do that. And one of the ways that I do that is by just tweaking. I do things in maybe 30-day segments. I don't usually do things in too much less than 30 days, because I for me personally, I seem to kind of way on the side of it takes me about 30 days to see if something is going to work for me. Also, it takes 30 days for me to see if I'm either going to break a habit, or usually I can kind of start a new good habit or something in around 30 days. But it's good for me. And that's from my track record, I guess. 30 days was a good opportunity for me. And after 30 days was good for me. It really showed me, I guess what I'm trying to say is after 30 days of no bread, after 30 days of a lot of these foods that I eliminated, it took 30 days to really turn the light bulb on. And I think 30 days again is a great time. It's a great time window period. It's not a lot of time either, right? It's not very hard to do something for 30 days. Now some people may say, yeah, you're right, whatever. It's not that hard to try it. Yeah, it is hard. I get it on one hand, but it's just not a long time, right? It's amazing how fast 30 days can pass. It's amazing how fast 1 year passes, right? It's been 1 year over a year now since I've been doing this podcast, and a lot of things have changed, right? My intention is still the same. I want to reach out to everybody. I want to bang that drum and tell everybody that fat's not your enemy, right? Dietary fat is not your enemy. Don't be afraid of it. And that there are other things to worry about and other things to not even worry about, other things to focus on, like sugar, like refined carbohydrates, like all the other junk and shit and processed vegetable oils and seed oils and things like that. A lot of other shit that we want to get rid of. So February, again, 30 days. It's 7 days into 30 days now, but I'm really going to try and do it again clean. Like I said, I'm human, guys. I cheat. I fall off my diet. I fall off my plan. I fall off what I think is optimal for me. That's what it is, right? Whatever you call it, a cheat or a diet plan or whatever you call it. I am human and you're human, so we do it. So this month, again, back to carnivore, back to meat, eggs, cheese. I'm going to try and limit the amount of cheese. Also, I'm going to try and cut a little bit of weight this month. And I think removing cheese or just holding off on the cheese definitely can help me cut weight, because the funny thing as well is that with this month, I've upped my push-ups to 70 now. I've upped the crunches to 70. I've upped the squats to 70. I'm going to try. I hope I'm the worst for this, but I'm going to try and hit the gym a little more and hit some actual weights, or incorporate some more dynamic type, explosive, maybe type push-ups or something, maybe plyometrics or something like that, because I want to add a little bit more of an element to my workout. Folks, I'm just gonna add more and more to it, right? It's if I'm not the one that I don't think I'm the only one saying this. I'm definitely not the only one saying this, but I'm 41, guys. And if you're 40, if you're 30, if you're 20, if you're 50, what age is whatever your number is, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because you can compare yourself to somebody. You don't have to compare yourself to anybody. In fact, don't compare yourself to anybody. Compare yourself to yourself yesterday, right? And the day before, and the day before that, and the month before that, and the week before that, and the year before that. Look back and say, holy shit, after I've done these changes, look how I feel. Okay, so without going off too far off path here, February, what's going on, right? February, again, I'm doing the diet, or sorry, the meat, the salt. I'll do eggs again, and I'm gonna stay, like I said, stay pretty clean, stay pretty lean. I'm going to do that. And there's many reasons why I'm doing that. I'm doing that again, like always, right? The same reason why I'm doing the ketogenic diet. And now for the last year or so, I guess the reason why I'm staying, or I'm going more and more towards the meat, I'm going more towards the nutrient dense food like liver. I'm having liver 2-3 times a week now, trying to go 3 times a week, actually, at least. But I'm having just a little bit, but I'm having it often because it's very nutrient dense. You know, everything I've read, everything I've been listening to lately in the last couple of years, really. I mean, my whole life I've been hearing that, and everybody knows that liver is super nutrient, right? It's super nutrient dense and super nutritious. So I'm going to eat that. I'm going to continue to eat that. And I feel really good when I eat it. It's interesting. Liver is one of those things. I don't know if it's just the liver I'm getting, but as I'm eating the piece of liver, as I'm eating my 2 pieces of liver, I'm enjoying it more and more as the meal goes on. So it's a very quick meal, you know, a couple pieces of liver. It doesn't take very long, but you know, 3, 4, 5 ounces or 6 ounces of liver every couple of days or every 3 days, whatever. It's awesome. It's been a great addition to me, to my diet. I feel great, right? And when I'm eating that, and I'm adding that to, or sorry, you know, along with that, I'm having bone broth, and I'm having steak like always. I'm having eggs like always, and I'm having pate and things like that. I'm getting the salt that I need. I'm getting the fat that I need. I'm getting all the vitamins that I need. I'm getting tons of minerals. I'm getting the protein I need. Right? The most bioavailable protein you can get is from animal sources. I'm getting that, and I feel good about that. And again, why am I doing this, folks? I'm doing this because I'm trying to ward off disease. I'm trying to stay away from disease. Right? I'm trying to fight cancer. Right? I'm trying to fight obesity. I'm trying to fight pre-diabetes. If I had that, I probably could have had it. I'm not sure. But my blood sugar was never really that far off, but I was probably on my way to something. You know, I was 330 pounds and I needed to change something, and I did. So this is why I'm still doing this. So not only did the ketogenic diet and the carnivore diet and even the paleo diet and the low carb diet help me lose the weight, but I think, and I'm feeling, I'm reading, and I'm feeling in my body that it's keeping me healthy. And it's hard to say this, folks. It's hard to explain this exactly, but I know there's not a lot of literature out there that's going to say, Carlo, what you're doing is going to kill cancer. It's not going to keep you healthy. There's not a ton of literature out there that's going to say that the keto diet or the carnivore diet or what I'm doing, whatever, is going to say that. But, okay, this is a big but. What I feel every single day has to be worth something. The fact that I feel better than I felt in the past. Not only have I felt better, it's not only that I feel better than I have in a past as far as weeks or months. I'm talking about years. I'm talking about 10 years. I'm talking about 20 years, right? So I understand that it's dangerous. Cancer is dangerous. There's people dying every single day from cancer, and it scares me and it's terrifying me, of course. And this is why I'm doing it. So some people, I don't get a lot of flack for it, of course, but some people may question what I'm doing, or some people may not understand what I'm doing. But even though there's not a ton of proof that, or a ton of literature that the ketogenic diet is going to, there's probably nothing out there that says the ketogenic diet is going to kill cancer, right? There's probably nothing out there that says a high meat carnivore diet is going to kill cancer, right? But there is stuff out there, a lot of documentation out there that says your body can take care of it yourself. And there is a lot of documentation and claims and testimonies and anecdotes, but there's a lot of claims out there that people have spontaneously gone into remission, right? There's a lot of things that it can just get better, right? So if my understanding of cancer is at least somewhat accurate, right? It's not going to thrive in a healthy, optimal state, right? And that's at least the idea anyway, at least my idea. Like I said, guys, I'm not a doctor, but from what I've read, and that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm working out. That's why I'm doing my push-ups in the morning. That's why I'm doing my crunches and doing my squats, and I'm going to Kung Fu, and I'm going for walks at work when I can, when the weather's not minus a million like it is here. And that's why I'm eating a lot of organ meat. That's why I'm eating high fat, animal protein. I'm eating next to no sugar. I can't say no sugar because I've eaten it, of course, right? But that's why my focus is low carbohydrates, not only for the ketogenic effect, because ketogenic or ketosis is known to be anti-inflammatory. It's known to help all sorts of things, not only for just the ketogenic, but for the benefit of eating meat. I want to be one of those guys that's banging on the drum, because there are many of us out there now doing it. And I'm just another guy. I'm just another guy saying it, but it's important for us to say it, because it's important to, I guess, talk for a minute or so. It's important to talk about how I feel, how I actually feel, right? Not just the fact that my blood work is good, my cholesterol is good. I've lost 125 fucking pounds. Excuse my language, but yes, I'm going to feel good just from that alone, right? But it's not just feeling, it's not just being lighter that makes you feel great, right? If that's the case, you chop off your legs and you feel great. It's not just that. It's the fact that my body works better, right? My body works the way that I mean, without sounding too cheesy, but it's the way that I dreamed it would work when I was a kid. It's the way that, like, I'm doing things at 41, and I'm actually still learning things every single day at 41. The things that I wish I was doing in my 20s and 30s, right? And I wasn't doing them in my 20s and 30s because I was hung up on some crazy idea, or just living in the past, or just sitting in a fat fucking body, excuse my language, but just sitting and being hungry and not sure, and not even knowing why I was hungry. And I was hungry, right? And now I know I was hungry. My body wasn't getting the nutrients it wanted. My body wasn't getting what it wanted. And it wants fat. It wants protein. It wants animals. It wants animal flesh. And it wants the vitamins that come along with animal flesh. And that's what it is, guys. It wants it. And once you get that, and once you feel that way, it's scary, because on one hand, it's going to make it can make you question everything you've ever learned. And it's true. I basically question almost everything I've ever learned, right? And now I'm still questioning things that I'm learning on a regular basis, but it's hard. It's also hard because I surround myself in an echo chamber. I know that as well. But that's what I'm doing. And that's why I'm doing it. I have another CT scan coming up on Monday, actually, like a thorax CT scan. Make sure my lungs are okay, see what's up. Right? The last scan I had was 6 months ago, I think, or about 6 months ago. It was fairly inconclusive because there was not the best, not the best coverage or whatever it was, not the best quality of an image, they said. So I'm also going to have, in a couple weeks from then, I'm going to have an ultrasound done. There's a spot on my neck, right? So they're going to monitor that still. It's weird, but I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be truthful. I'm going to be full disclosure with you. I do think about it a lot. It's weird because on one hand I'm afraid, of course, right? But on the other hand, I'm so empowered and I'm so motivated to beat it. I'm so motivated to either kill cancer myself or just, quite frankly, live with it and thrive with it. Like I know that sounds stupid. And if there's any doctor out there, especially cancer doctors, oncologists, they're going to think I'm a complete idiot by saying this, right? But if you can live your whole life and find out you have cancer at 80 or 90, or when people die, they find out they had cancer after they died, people have died and there's autopsies. So why? So then there's a possibility that you can live, right? There's many possibilities you can live your whole life without even knowing it. Okay. Now I know that the rebuttal to that, or the question is, yes, you dummy, but what if it metastasizes? What if it moves? What if it grows and all this stuff? I guess that I understand that too. So that's why we have to monitor. What I want to do, and maybe this is risky, but maybe it's not that risky because it feels right. But what I'm trying to do is get myself back to the health that we were supposed to be, right? Be optimal. That's what I'm trying to do. I feel right now, I'm 41 years old. I'm running around. I'm jumping around. I feel like I'm in the body that we were designed to have. Like, I feel like, not to sound crazy, but I feel like, yes, I am the product of evolution. Of course, look what we can do. We can jump, we can think, we can use our brains, we can chop wood, but we can also do all these crazy things, math and all this stuff. So I feel optimal right now. So at the same time, I feel confused because a lot of stuff I read tells me to eat all plants. A lot of stuff I read tells me to have surgery. The doctor will tell me to have surgery, or radiation or chemo. He hasn't said chemo, which is awesome. He hasn't even said radio, which is awesome. But what he has suggested is a neck dissection, which I don't like that because they're going to go in and cut everything up and then clean it up and then whatever. I mean, the more times you go in for surgery, there's more chances for complications and there's more chances for spreading and all this stuff. And yes, it's scary. And no, I don't have any answers. And even the doctor, when I asked him all this stuff, I presented, you imagine how the doctor felt when I mentioned, oh, I've been doing keto for about a year and a half, and I'm into carnivore now. And I'm really interested in Otto Warburg theory of cancer as a metabolic disease. And I think that if I cut out all the sugar out of my diet, I'm going to kill the cancer. The doctor looked at me like I just got off a ridiculous bus full of ridiculous people with ridiculous ideas. But after about 2 seconds or 10 seconds of staring at me, he goes, okay, I get what you're doing. I get what you're not doing, but I get where you're coming from. These are fantastic questions. I asked them questions like, what if it's been there for 30 years, right? What if it's been there for 30 years? And, what if it was there when they took out my thyroid? We just never saw it. I mean, the thing is, you're not going to just randomly biopsy every friggin' lymph node, right? You're not, right? You're not going to biopsy your random spots in your body. So unless you're looking, you're not going to find something. Again, folks, I'm not saying that you should do the stupid thing and ignore medical advice. I'm not saying you should avoid procedures and avoid surgeries and I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that it's fucking complicated and it's confusing because if I felt like shit, right? If I felt like shit, I would be doing exactly what the doctor said. Why? Because that's probably the best outcome on the average amount of people, or, on the overall, that's probably the best thing to do. But what they don't tell you is there are cases where people don't have surgery, right? And I'm not telling you to do this, and I'm not telling you to stop taking your medicine. I'm not telling you to not take your heavy radiation or your chemo. I'm not telling you if you're on a plant-based diet to stop that. Well, maybe I'm telling you if you're on a completely plant-based diet, maybe stop that. But I'm not telling you to stop the medical advice that you've been giving you've been getting and the treatments and everything. But what I am suggesting, or at least I'm questioning, right, is what do we know, right? If there has to be something to the fact that I feel really good, right? Basically all the aches and pains that I've had over the years are gone. I'm more active than I was 20 years ago. I'm more active than 80% of the people my age, maybe not 80%, more active than 50% of the people my age. A lot of people are runners. A lot of people are in great shape. It doesn't matter. I'm not comparing myself to somebody, but I'm getting better, right? I mean, just take, for example, the 70-70-70 thing I do, right? So every morning I do 70 push-ups, I do 70 crunches, I do 70 squats. It's tough, folks. It's tough, but I do it, and I like it. But it's like a love-hate thing, right? But I started at 20, and I look back and I see those videos, I saw me doing 20. Holy shit! I saw myself struggling at 20, and then I went to 30, and I went to 40, and I went to 50, and I went to 60, I went to 70. I'm going to go to 80. I'm going to go to 90. I'm going to go to 100. So yes, I may not feel sick, and yes, I may not be sick, and yes, I know that you can still be sick and not know it and all of that stuff. But there comes a point, right? At least for me, there comes a point where I have to question, and I do this every day, but comes a point where I'm questioning, okay, where does my feeling good, where does my feeling optimal? I have to attribute it to something. I'm not lucky. Sorry, I am lucky, of course. I'm so lucky. I'm so fortunate, like I said, to have my family, to have my health, to have my friends, and I'm super fortunate, right? But I'm not like, I guess it's not just a random act. I'm not throwing all food in the air, letting it land on my plate and eating it. I'm not throwing any possibilities of moving throughout the day up in the air, landing on the ground, and then just not doing anything. Like, I'm consciously doing this. So is it just the exercise? There's no way, in my mind, there's no way it can be just the exercise. There's not. I'll tell you why. I'm 41 years old. It's not the first time I've lifted weight, or I'm not even lifting weights, but this is not the first time I've done push-ups. It's not the first time I've tried to get in shape. It's not the first time I've attacked fitness. All through high school, I lift weights. I did bench press. I did curls. My God, I think I slept with a barbell beside my bed for a while. I love doing curls. Ask anybody from high school. Did I like doing curls? Yes. Ask anybody from high school. Did I like doing squats? Did I like doing leg press, leg extensions, whatever it was? I think they called me Quadzilla for a couple. One guy called me Quadzilla. I thought it was cool, and I liked that guy. Thank you very much. I think it was Coach Perry, actually. Frankie, love you, buddy. But anyway, I'm not a stranger to weight training. I guess what I'm trying to say, or exercise. So it's working, folks. It's working. I'm eating meat. I'm eating eggs. I'm eating salt. I'm drinking water. And I'm doing body weight exercises and martial arts. Right? So I think I'm getting better and better every day. I know I'm getting better and better every day. My health is getting better, I think, every day. I mean, my fitness is getting better every day, but my health, it's the same. I feel great, right? I don't know. I'm not coughing my lungs out. I don't take the elevator at work. It's not a huge thing, I know, but I take the stairs every time. I go up and down the stairs probably, 5 times a day, whether it's going downstairs, for a walk or for a coffee, or going downstairs to see if they have any soup down there. Don't get me started on the cafeteria food. Garbage. No, just kidding. It's just a lot of garbage, guys. Garbage. Come on. Get some more meat in there. But I don't know. The way I look at it is that I'm excited to keep this up, right? And it is scary. It is uncertain, and I don't know. I'm not going to ramble anymore, but that's what I'm doing from February. I'm going to keep that up, and so far I feel good. So like I said, on the Monday and the 10th, I have a CT scan, make sure my lungs are okay, make sure my chest is fine, which I sure feel it is fine. They are fine. And then on the 23rd, I have another ultrasound of the lymph node on my neck, just to see it's the same. Hey, maybe it's smaller. I think maybe it is. I think maybe it could be a little smaller. The thing is, folks, we don't really know how our bodies work, right? We don't know what switches on the defense mechanisms. We don't know exactly when our bodies decide to repair themselves. We know things like water is important. We know things like sleep is important. We know things like sugar is bad. We know that. Everybody knows that, right? Everybody knows that. And they know, it's in the literature, that disease states get worse on a high carbohydrate diet, right? A high blood sugar state. We know that things like obesity is the greatest factor for cancer. We know that, right? Except lung cancer, I think, which is smoking, pretty obvious. But other than smoking, other than lung cancer, I'm pretty sure every other cancer has a higher association to obesity. That doesn't mean you're gonna have to be obese to get cancer, right? But it means maybe that probably the same mechanisms that drive obesity, but that drive a lot of other diseases, have a tendency to drive cancer. Dr. Otto Warburg found out a long time ago, right? I think it was the 20s or 30s, that cancer thrives, at least thrives better than it does in a base level. It thrives in a high glucose environment. That's one of the reasons, probably the biggest reason why I'm doing a keto-ish carnivore type lifestyle, type of diet. So again, I'm not married to anything specifically. I'm not married to the idea of only keto or only, I mean, I do like the idea of real food and unprocessed food. So I'm going to probably stay on that train for a long, long time. Honestly, even if you have the best food that's made in a lab, if it's better than real natural food, maybe at one point, 1,000 years from now, we'll get to a point where we're not even darn close, folks. We're not even close. At this point, I don't even think where food in the lab is even comparable as far as being safe. They don't have no idea what they're making, and there's no actual product yet as far as this lab grown meat. The fake meat, the Beyond Meat and all that shit, we all know it's complete garbage. I hope you know it's garbage. If you're listening to this, you probably are a little bit wise on the idea that fake meat is terrible. But Beyond Meat and the Impossible and all that stuff, it's pea protein, it's soy isolate, it's a lot of vegetable oils, it's a lot of crap. So don't eat that stuff. All right, what's going on else? What else is going on? After February, we have, actually in March, I want to talk briefly about March and April and May. Actually, March, we have the CKKA annual convention. So it's a martial arts. CKK is the Canadian Karate Kung Fu Association. They have their annual convention every year in March, and this year it is at the Holiday Inn at the Toronto Airport. So that's 970 Dixon Road. That's right, 970 Dixon Road. It's an awesome tournament, folks. Last year I had a great time. I think I got 2 golds and a silver, but regardless, sparring, open hand forms, and weapons. I'm really excited again this year for that. This year, I'm hoping, and the last time I talked to her, she said she wanted to go. So my daughter Lily wants to compete in sparring. Super excited this year because this is the first year that she does get to spar, and this is she's been practicing. She has her form ready. I think she has her form ready. She's trying to decide. I think she's going to use a short dragon form. Pretty cool name, but really, folks, that's what. And it's exciting because my brother Sifu Adam, of course, is going to be there, and Sienna Volpe, my niece, is going to be there. I think we have another 2 or 3 students actually from Volpe Martial Arts. They're going to be there. So that's super exciting. It's going to be the first time the Volpe Martial Arts is at the CKK, or represented rather at the CKK. We've competed there, of course, over the last couple of years, but it's exciting. Open hand forms, weapons, and sparring. Again, Lily, my daughter, now that she has her yellow belt, she's super excited because she does get to spar. It's one of the privileges, of course, of being a yellow belt at Volpe Martial Arts. So you do get to spar. So I've been sparring with her a lot lately. It's amazing practice for me, of course, because I don't know if anybody's ever done any sports or any sparring or any kind of, drills with someone younger, someone smaller, someone, less skilled. It's great practice for yourself, but also it's great practice for that other person. So my daughter is absolutely loving it. She gets to spar me. She gets to spar her uncle, Zio, and Zio Adam, Sifu Adam, and it's having a lot of fun. We spar sometimes on my knees, and she's straight up top, or straight up, so she can help with kicks. But also I spar with her standing up, and I'm really working on the counter striking, the blocking, and just moving, firing. So we're working on that. It's going well. And the date for that is March 29th, I believe. Yes, March 29th. So that's going to be really cool. Saturday. Very, very exciting. And then, all the usual suspects. I want to say that with the utmost respect, of course, but really it's a great showcase of all these different respected high-ranking black belt senseis, sifus from all over Canada. And it's a great time. We get together, and it's at a great location again. So Toronto, or Holiday Inn, Toronto International Airport. Check that out. What else, folks? What else is going on? All right, fast forward to May, and it's Karate Mania. So I'm just going to talk about the 2 big tournaments that we usually do. CKKA, of course, is at the end of March, and then May 5th or 4th or somewhere around there is the Karate Kung Fu Mania, which is at the Kitchener Auditorium in Kitchener. That's a lot of fun as well, and that's coming up, like I said, in May. Hopefully my daughter will do that as well. But if not, like I said, she's been watching for the last couple of years, and she's had a lot of fun with that. So hopefully, I know we'll have a lot of fun with that again. And I'm sure Volpe Martial Arts will be there, of course. And again, always a shout out to Volpe Martial Arts. Check them out, folks. VolpeMartialArts.com for more details. Always a 2-week trial membership as well. So check them out, give them a call, set up a date, Tuesday, Thursdays, Saturdays. It's amazing. The next thing I want to talk about is sparring in general. So I've been doing a lot of sparring with my brother Sifu, Adam Volpe, my daughter as well, and sparring at Kung Fu. And it's amazing. I don't know if this is going to fall on deaf ears or anything, but when I was a kid, I was really afraid of sparring, really afraid of fighting, really afraid of kind of that. It was one of the reasons why I didn't stick with martial arts or kung fu or karate or hapkido because I was kind of intimidated by it. But over the years, I've realized that it's a great way just to train, and now I'm watching it's a kind of a sport, one of the things I'm getting into. But it's even gotten me to just interested in myself, put that thing to train towards something that maybe one day, I don't know, I'm not going to do MMA. I'm probably not going to do any grappling or any jiu-jitsu stuff, but maybe one day I would get into a ring for as far as maybe a fight, an amateur fight, as far as kickboxing or even maybe boxing, probably kickboxing. I think I might use my legs. It might be an advantage, but I don't know. But it's an amazing thing. And I kind of just want to talk about it for a few minutes because I've been, as an adult, I've really enjoyed just getting back into something again, and I don't know if anybody can relate to me, but when I was a kid, I was in high school, right? Like I mentioned earlier, I spent a lot of time in the gym, but really most of my time was on the field, right? Playing football. In high school, played basketball, of course, and a little bit in high school, wrestled for like 2 days. And then in college, I played football, but it's amazing that, now that I'm spending a lot of time as an adult and I'm getting into it and I'm getting better at it. It's I don't know what it is. I don't know if maybe it's just part of me is a little bit delusional because I'm like, oh, I'm 41, but I feel good. I've lost a bunch of weight. It's crazy because now I'm finding that I really want to just do it. Not necessarily do I have a goal as far as like I need to get here. Like as far as do I need to get my black belt? I don't know. Do I need to actually get into the ring and fight? I don't know. But I need to experience what it's like to do that, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. And I'm experiencing that now. I need to experience what it's like to go towards that. So, it's funny. I talk to Master John Reed from back in the Sioux all the time. All the time I talk to him. He sends me messages. He's training a lot of fighters now. And he sends me, hey, here's a fight coming up, or here's a fight coming up. And every time he sends me a fight coming up, he knows I'm not ready, but he knows that it's good for me to know that I could fight anytime, essentially. There's a fight for me, I suppose, anytime. But at the same time, it's forcing me to say now, hey, shut up and train, right? So I'm doing that. And it's exciting because it's scary, of course, right? I mean, I'm training, when we're training, we're sparring, and, it's not full contact, of course. But when you're sparring your brother, we're not kissing each other, right? But it's exciting because maybe it's just me. Maybe it's personally at this point in my life. But I feel like a couple of reasons why I love it. A couple of reasons why I'm doing it, of course. One of the reasons, the athletic, the competitive side, the part of me that, quite frankly, was sleeping for a long time, guys. I played football in high school, and I was I don't know, it's hard to explain what kind of player I was, but I was, I was strong. I was quick, right? I wasn't the fastest nor the strongest, right? I definitely wasn't the smartest guy on the field. But I really wanted to. I took attention to detail. I like things like the proper way to do something, right? Form, or something like form tackling, or something like when we're explaining everything from a 3-point stance, I would ask the coach, how exactly do you do this? Right. And it's funny, as growing up, and now as an adult, even I'm finding myself asking my brother, Sifu Adam, he's 2 years older than me. We spent our whole lives together. So now I ask him, how exactly do you do it? And oftentimes he laughs at me and goes, hey man, don't worry about it. I get it. I mean, he's the same way. Right. But it's just, it's amazing to, focus really hard on something. And then just to, like I said earlier, I mean, just a second ago, rekindle that fire. Like I had a very competitive nature in me, and it wasn't super aggressive, and it wasn't like I want to kill somebody. And that's not what I'm getting at as far as going in the ring, but it's just that competitiveness and that at high level, and to feel, for a long time after I finished playing high, I mean, just to get back again, when I was playing football in high school, and when I went away to play college football, I felt pretty good about that. Especially in high school. I mean, after finishing college, I didn't feel that great because I felt like I was kind of defeated a bit. Think, got injured, and I felt like my dreams were done, and I needed to change. But at high school, in football was so important to me, right? For a couple of reasons, but one of the reasons why it was so important is because I was good at it. To me, my position, I was an offensive lineman. I did my job, but played defense a little bit. But for me, I was good, and I held on to that. High school was a crazy time, right? And there was a lot of shit going on, and it was really something that I could hold on to, and it was something that I could really. It was a part of my identity, right? It helped me, and it was a good experience, and it helped. I guess I grew that identity of me grew. That part of me just grew in high school. And what I'm getting at is that I feel like I'm feeling now like this is a part of me, and this is becoming a part of me, and it's an amazing feeling, especially when I haven't felt this. Shit, guys, I haven't felt this in a long time. From an athletic standpoint or from a sports standpoint. And when you have a small gap of time when you're a kid, when you were pretty good at something. I mean, I wasn't great. Shit, I wasn't. Obviously, I'm not in the NFL, right? But what I'm saying is that when you're a little bit good, you're a big fish in a small pond, or just even if you're not good compared to anybody else, you were just confident, right? And I was sure of my abilities. And it's been such a long time since I felt like that with athletics or type of just body movements in general. And now over the last couple of years with martial arts, I mean, it's been amazing. I started Kung Fu again just as I was starting to see success with my weight loss. So it was like at the same time I was losing weight, feeling better. My sash was getting a little bit longer because I was tightening it. It was getting a little bit tighter. And at the same time, I was getting a little bit further in my splits. At the same time, I can go a little bit farther down, touching my toes. And at the same time, I was kicking a little higher, and I can do more push-ups. So it's been a really great experience for me. And this is one of the reasons why I need to tell people that this can work for you, folks. Whether you have a dream of anything, whether you were ever in athletics, whether you have any interest in athletics, whether you have any interest in fitness, but you just want to be healthy, right? This can work. I'm telling you. This can work. And this is why I feel so passionate about this, because it's not only making me feel like I'm an athlete again, because that's not what's important, right? Feeling healthy is what's important, and feeling motivated and feeling just generally happy, right? And wanting to share that. This is what this type of eating, this type of lifestyle, this type of diet has done for me. And this is what martial arts is doing for me. And it's the perfect combination. So without going on forever this episode, I just wanted to say that it's been a great experience, and I'm going to continue doing it. The other thing that's going on this this year rather, is at the end of March, I believe, hopefully just before the tournament, I'm going to grade. I have a grading for my orange sash rather. A little nervous for it, but I've been a yellow sash for a couple of years, and it's time. It's time for a grading. It's time for me to gradings are weird, guys. I've not been in a hurry, obviously, to grade. I think I've had my yellow belt for honestly 2-3 years, maybe 2 years, 3 years, 2 years, I guess. But I haven't been in a hurry. One of the things about me, but it's not a cop-out, because sometimes it is good to push yourself. But one of the things about me is that I want to make sure that I'm really good at something. I want to make sure that I'm really solid at it, and my understanding, my belief, or not my beliefs, but my understanding of it and my skill. So I joke with people, I don't like, I'm trying to be the best yellow belt in history. Yes, it's time to move on, and I do need to move on. So I do need to test myself. But grading is amazing, right? Grading is great because it tests you, but it makes you feel damn uncomfortable, right? It makes you feel really uncomfortable. And who likes feeling uncomfortable? Nobody, right? But if you make yourself feel uncomfortable a lot, the more you make yourself feel uncomfortable, you'll get used to feeling uncomfortable, right? And it's less and less uncomfortable as time goes on, right? It's just like expanding your comfort zone, right? Exactly the same thing. When you push the limits and you do a little bit more, and you search a little more, and you whatever it is, you read more, you dance more, you move more, expands your ability, expands your horizons, and it expands us as a person, as people. So I hope this motivates you a little bit. I hope me sharing my stuff with you, my shit with you, my good news, my bad news, my stuff with you, I hope it helps you a little bit. If at the very least it gives you perspective that, hey, there's at least another human out there that's doing the same thing or a similar thing to what you're doing, or is going through a similar thing, maybe nothing like what you're going through, and probably nothing like what you're going through, but it's something, right? And if you are going through something, which you probably are, everybody has something, right? If you are, just know that I love you. Just know that I'm sending you love, and I'm sending you hope, and um, and you can do it. Like, I put a post out the other day, and it's so cliche, but I put a post, and not that I didn't intend it to be cliche, but it's like, we can move mountains, and I really meant it, because at that moment when I finished doing those push-ups, I felt like, holy shit, I can move this house right now. I felt like that. It was just sometimes, when the emotions hit right, you have something in your mind, you have something going on, something tragic happens, or you're reminded of something. It just, those daily reminders, right? I mean, it just reminds you. And before I go, I just want to let you know that someone very close to me, and someone very close to a lot of friends of mine, passed away over the last week, over the weekend. A good friend of many of us, a dad of the good friend of many of us, a dad who was around. Nick, I'll just say his name, Nick Caruso. He was around all through high school football, and even after high school. I mean, I didn't spend much time in the Sioux after high school, but Nick was always there at every game. It seemed like he was there at every practice. He probably wasn't, but he was there at every game, cheering us on. Him and Judy, I love you, Judy. Sorry, Kevin and Dave. Sorry, Dave. I just, I talked to you the other day. I love you guys. We lost, you guys lost your dad, and the whole community, the whole family lost Nick, and we love Nick. And it was amazing. I just wanted to share with the world. I mean, I share with you, Dave, but even if there's only 2 people listening to this, I just want everybody to know that Nick was an amazing guy. He brought so much love to us. He brought so much love to the game, football, and to his boys, and to his wife, and to the kids and his grandchildren that he has today, and to everybody, his extended family. So, Nick, thank you for bringing so much joy to us. I said this to Dave earlier, but Nick helped to paint my whole high school years with football. It was so bright. And one of the many reasons why is because of Nick, and along with our coaches and other players. Mr. Caruso, thank you. I love you. I hope you're having a great time up there. Hope you enjoyed that game. I don't know. Thank you. Thank you for everybody for listening. Bless you, everybody. Sending love to the Crusoes, but not just the Crusoes, to everybody. We love you, Nick. We love you, the family, and it's just another time to remember, that reminds us, guys, that life is short. Kiss your kids, hug your kids. Nick always gave the best hugs, man. Being a 280-pound guy in high school, you think that not a lot of people want to hug me, but Nick loved to hug me. Mr. Crusoe, I love you, buddy. And Dave, of course, gives good hugs. But yeah, so I'm not going to go on anymore, but thanks, guys, for listening. Love your loved ones. Kiss your loved ones. Hug your kids, kiss your spouse, kiss everybody. I'm loving you all, giving you all a virtual kiss. Thanks so much for listening to Fatso Radio. Don't forget to check out Open Martial Arts, Kung Fu, and Hapkido, KW. Awesome. I love you all. Peace.